Hello everyone, my name is Aastha and you're watching Delhi Knowledge Track. Today is our 16th class in our series of lectures for the International English Olympiad Class 4th. Today our topic is Proverbs. Now Proverbs is a very interesting topic. Proverbs are something which when you use in your regular conversations, it always shows that you have an edge on the language. It makes you look good and it makes you look intelligent as well. So, I hope you will enjoy today's video. We will first understand what proverbs are. We will study a few proverbs and their meanings as well. And then we will solve the sample questions as per the IEO pattern. And these questions are taken from the book of MTG Publications. This is just one of the many books which are available in the market. Any one of them can be used by you as per your reference. All of them are for IEO itself. I have just chosen one for my reference. So, let's start today's class.
So first of all, we will start with the meaning of proverbs. Now what exactly are proverbs? Let's read the meaning. Now here the definition says, proverb is what? It is a short saying that is widely used to express an obvious truth. Okay, so हमने दो तीन features हमने समझे proverb के इस meaning में कि एक तो एक short saying होती है. Alright, it's a small and short and crisp saying which is widely used. And it is used to what? To express an obvious truth. मतलब एक obvious truth, एक well known truth है, एक fact है जो सब जानते हैं and उसको express करने के लिए जो proverb है, this saying is widely used. मतलब it is common amongst people. Alright, तो अब हम example देखेंगे कि क्या short saying है, इसका wide use होता है and it is used to express an obvious truth. Alright. Alright, so now let's see an example here. Now what does the example say? The example says, this is a proverb. This is our proverb. It says, an idle brain is the devil's workshop. This is our proverb. And जो यहाँ पे next line में है, this is the meaning of the proverb. What is the meaning? If you have nothing to do, you likely think of mischief. मतलब an idle brain is the devil's workshop. का मतलब ये है कि कोई इंसान खाली बैठा है. If someone has nothing to do, nothing to work upon and nothing to think about, no activity to do, nothing productive to do, then what they will do? They will probably think of some mischief. हम जिसे हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? खाली दिमाग शैतान का दिमाग. So here similarly in English we say an idle brain is the devil's workshop. Alright. So let's see one of our examples here. It says, the kids should be kept busy during the summer break. Otherwise, an idle brain is devil's workshop. Why are we saying that kids should be kept busy during the summer break? Because you and I, we both know that what happens during summer break. You don't have any school, you don't really have any more activities to do. So you will be sitting idle. And when you're idle and you have nothing to do, nothing productive to do, you would probably think of some mischief. So that's why we say the kids should be kept busy during summer break. Ke kuch na kuch to you should keep the kids busy in something. Why? Because otherwise, if they have nothing to do and if they are idle, what they will end up doing? They'll end up doing some kind of mischief. So an idle brain is the devil's workshop. All right. इसमें आपने देखा कि एक ये short saying है बहुत, an idle brain is the devil's workshop. Right, it's very small as well. And second चीज क्या है? It is widely used. हर जगह applicable भी है. And third is that it is expressing an obvious truth. ये एक well known fact है, ये एक obvious fact है which everyone knows. So all these three, इसमें हमें features दिख रहे हैं proverb के. All right. All right, so here we have another example. Now here is the proverb, the first line. So this is the proverb. This one says, as you sow, so shall you reap. What does this mean? Now इसमें हम proverb करने से पहले एक let's do a sort of revision first. किस चीज की revision? आपको याद है हमने homonyms करे थे. Homonyms क्या थे? Homonyms were the words that sound the same but they have different meanings, right? And different spellings also most of the times. यहाँ पे देखो, you see a homonym so and so. Now this so is talking about जैसे हम seed sow करते हैं, seed लगाते हैं, पौधा जिसमें से आता है, तो उसको हम sowing the seed कहते हैं. And so this is a conjunction which is talking about कि उसके consequences क्या होंगे. Is connecting the cause and the consequence. So both of these, they are what? Homophones. Alright, now coming back to our example of a proverb, this one says, as you sow, so shall you reap. So the meaning is given here. The meaning says, your actions, good or bad, determine what you get. Which means, आप अच्छे काम करो या फिर आप बुरे काम करो, वही आप डिटरमिन करेगा, उसी के कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस और उसी का जो कर्मा होता है वही आपको मिलेगा eventually. Now let's see an example. Here the example says, you've got entangled in few cases of fraud. That's a result of your illegal get-rich-quick methods. You should have known, as you sow, so shall you reap. Now here they're talking about a person who is now messed up in some cases of fraud. Fraud मतलब illegal काम करना and doing unlawful work. So you've got entangled in few cases of fraud. That's a result of your illegal get rich quick methods. The get rich जो जल्दी पैसा कमाने वाली जो schemes होती है ना, and moreover they are illegal as well. So that it is a result of all that. So you should have known, as you sow, so shall you reap. Because that person used illegal methods and unlawful activities, that is why now he has been involved in few cases of fraud. Right. So what did this person sow? This person sowed bad actions. His actions were bad. तो जो reap क्या हुआ eventually? It was a bad result as well. क्या था कि fraud के cases में that person got entangled. So the conclusion in this proverb is that if you do good, you will get good, and if you do bad, you will end up getting bad as well. It's all about your karma. तो इसमें भी हमने proverb के features क्या देखे कि it is a short saying, right? And second, it is widely used, common proverb है काफी. And third thing, it is an obvious truth. It is a well-known truth कि आप जैसा करोगे वैसा ही आपको मिलेगा. जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी. Right? Let's move on to the next slide. Alright, so here we have our next proverb. This one, the proverb says, better late than never. एंड इसका मीनिंग क्या है? इट इज बेटर टू गेट समथिंग लेट देन गेट इट नेवर। मतलब कि हमें चाहे कुछ लेट मिल रहा हो, चाहे थोड़ा डिले हो जाए हमें वो चीज़ मिलने में या कुछ होने में, पर इट इज़ बेटर, पर वो उससे भी अच्छा है, उससे अच्छा ही है इन कंपैरिजन टू द फैक्ट कि अगर वो हमें मिले ही ना या फिर वो चीज़ हुए ही ना। मतलब बेटर लेट देन नेवर। So it is better to get something that you desire or something to happen that you desire late in comparison to never getting it, to get it never. Alright. For example, here we have an example. This one says, I am sorry I am late to the party, but better late than never, right? कि मतलब at least वो चीज़, what is important here is that whatever you are getting whatever you desire, no matter you're getting it late or not, it is important that you are getting it, so you should be grateful for that. So better late than never. So इसमें भी हमने proverb का क्या हमने proverb के लिए देखा, it is a short saying and it is also widely used and it is an obvious truth. Alright, so यही होता है हमारा proverb. Alright, so now we come to idioms. We've done proverbs, now we come to idioms. So what is an idiom? An idiom is a phrase that has a meaning different from a dictionary definition. अब इसमें idioms में क्या होता है कि जो हमें एक phrase दिया होगा या एक saying दी होगी, that will be उसका जो हम literal meaning, मतलब जो उसका dictionary definition है, that will be different from the meaning जो idiom का हम express करने के लिए use करते हैं. ठीक है, आपको confusing लग रहा होगा, पर हम अभी examples करेंगे तो आपको ये meaning और clarify होगा. Let's see the examples. So here we have the examples of idioms. Now let's read a few idioms. Like the first one is cat caught your tongue. Now here the literal meaning is it is as it is shown in the picture, like the cat actually gets the tongue of the person, but that is not true. Here the meaning is supposed to be, can't you speak? Now when you ask somebody, did the cat get your tongue? You are indirectly asking them, can't you speak? Right? So here the second idiom is snug as a bug in a rug. Now here again you see a literal picture of a bug in a rug. It's snugged as a bug. It is snugged, the bug is snugged in a rug. So this is the literal meaning. However, when we say snug as a bug in a rug, we don't mean the dictionary meaning, we rather mean warm and cozy. Alright. So another one says, go the extra mile. Now here again, this idiom, it doesn't really mean कि suppose 10 mile की race थी and this athlete went another extra mile. It doesn't really mean that when we speak of this idiom. जो इसका literal meaning है, it's not meant of that. Here we mean making an extra effort, which means जैसे आपको कोई काम दिया है, you make an extra effort and you do more than what you are asked for. That's what is called as going the extra mile. मतलब जो आपको काम बोला है या आपको काम करना है वो तो आपने किया ही है, पर आपने और एफर्ट लगा के उसको और अच्छा करने के लिए आपने इसमें और भी मेहनत करी है, अपना एक्स्ट्रा इनपुट्स भी दिए हैं. Alright. Then another idiom, butterflies in my stomach. So here again we are given a literal picture of a girl with an x-ray on her stomach, and that x-ray shows butterflies in her stomach. Now nobody can really literally get butterflies in their stomach. However, this is the literal meaning, but the meaning that we refer to is about feeling nervous. Here we refer to it as feeling nervous and not literally butterflies in the stomach. Alright, now the other idiom, to go down in flames. You know, something that is going down, burning. And here, that is the literal meaning, but the meaning that we use is to fail spectacularly. Another one, once in a blue moon. This one literally means, you know, कि एक बार जब blue moon हो जाए तब, but the meaning that we refer to is rarely. So idioms में हमने क्या पढ़ा है कि what do the idioms do, जो इनका dictionary definition होता है, मतलब जो literal meaning होता है, that is different from the meanings that we refer to or the meanings for which these idioms are used. Alright? So now let's move on. Alright, so now we are done with proverbs as well and we are done with idioms as well. दोनों के हमने meanings and examples देख लिए हैं. अब जो हम बाकी examples हैं, we will keep on doing with the quiz. So let's start. Now for every question, you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute, 60 seconds you will be given as per the timer. Now why am I giving you 60 seconds? Because for every IEO question, you are given more than 60 seconds in the final exam. तो मैंने safe side पे आपको 1 minute दिया है. अब इसमें दो category of students होंगे. One category जो less than 1 minute में अपने question solve कर लेते हैं. तो जब ये कर लेते हैं तो you should तो अगर आपने जल्दी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लिया तो आप फास्ट फॉरवर्ड करके आप आंसर देख लीजिए. पर वो कैटेगरी जो स्टूडेंट्स ये 1 मिनट में आंसर नहीं दे पाते हैं, तो आपको डिसहार्टन नहीं होना है, दुखी नहीं होना है. आप पॉज करें और पहले अपना आंसर दें. जो भी आंसर आपको लग रहा है सही है वो आप आंसर लिखें, उसके बाद ही आप आंसर देखें. ये यू शुड मेक श्योर कि आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन स्किप ना करें, आप सबके आंसर दें, चाहे वो सही हो या गलत, वो सेकेंडरी चीज है. मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट इज कि आप पहले आंसर दें. ओके, सो एंड फॉर एवरी करेक्ट आंसर यू गिव योरसेल्फ 10 points and for every incorrect answer no points. Why no points? Because IEO में there is no negative marking. आपका आंसर चाहे गलत हो या फिर आपने आंसर नहीं किया हो तो आपको 0 ही मिलेगा. ओके, सो इट इज बेटर कि सपोज अगर आप किसी क्वेश्चन में कंफ्यूजन है कि इसका आंसर क्या होगा, नहीं समझ आ रहा, तो आपने उसे छोड़ना नहीं है, आपने उसको आंसर करना है. और चाहे आपको लग रहा हो कि ये शायद ये आंसर सही हो सकता है बी या सी में से, तो आप उसे पक्का पॉइंट आउट करके आओ, मतलब उसे OMR शीट पे मार्क करके आओ, because there are chances कि वो आपका आंसर सही हो जाए. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so now we have the first category of questions which say, choose the correct meaning of the given idiom or proverb. So here we are given in the question an idiom or a proverb. We are given options which have different interpretations, and we have to choose which one is the correct meaning. Alright, now let's see the idiom. This one says, action speaks louder than words. Let's see the options. A. You should speak loudly. B. You should speak your words with actions. C. What you do is more important than what you say. And D. None of these. So which one is correct here? The answer is C. What you do is more important than what you say. Now here, let me explain the meaning to you. We're talking about actions. Actions comprise of what you do, what your behavior is towards people. Alright. So that comes under action. Now we're saying that action is more important. Action speaks louder than words, which means actions are more important than words. इसको हम इस तरीके से समझा सकते हैं, जैसे आप suppose you preach something and then you do something else. मतलब आप कहने को तो कुछ और बोलते हैं, जैसे suppose you tell everyone that you should respect your elders and you should love your youngsters and love the ones who are younger than you. But if you do the exact opposite thing, मतलब your words say something else and your actions say something else, then that is of no use, which means it will be seen as if that आप जो हो, मतलब जो आपने बोला है, you are not really following that, which means your actions, जो आप act करते हो, that is more important than what you say. मतलब instead of going around and saying that you will do this and you should do that, instead you should show it in your actions. Alright? So the correct answer here is C. Now here the next proverb says, birds of a feather flock together. Let's see the options here. A. Birds stay in groups. B. People who are similar spend time together. C. Feathers of bird are easy to find. D. People love to collect feathers of birds. Now here we're given pretty funny meanings. However, the correct one is B. Now, birds of a feather flock together. This proverb is trying to tell you that the people who have similar interests, they usually spend time together. Why is that so? Because they have things to talk about more and they have similar interests, so they spend time doing that. Now even for you can also relate it to yourself that you will preferably find someone more interesting, or we can say you will be spending more time with the person who does similar interests when you and that person both have similar interests. Now with someone who has dissimilar interests, suppose you like swimming and some person likes cycling but you hate cycling, so you will preferably be seen and you would like to go out with a person who likes swimming and not cycling. right? So it is just a simple example to tell you that birds of a feather flock together, that people with similar interests and similar thoughts and similar ideas, they are likely to spend more time together. All right. Okay, so let's see the next one. This one says, good things come to those who wait. Now this is pretty self-explanatory in itself. We don't really need meanings, but I am pretty sure you can explain its meaning to me only by reading the sentence. It's very easy. However, let's read the options. Now the options say A, if you are patient, good things can happen. B, waiting is better than doing. C, those who wait are good people. D, to get the goodies, one must wait for a lifetime. Now, here the correct answer is A. Now, as I said, this proverb is pretty self-explanatory. This one says, good things come to those who wait. Which means if you are patient enough, to wait and you can have faith, then good things can happen to you. Otherwise, it's not really advisable कि आप एक हड़बड़ी में रहो, you stay in a hurry and you stay in a haste. That is not going to work in the long run. What is important is consistency. Consistency क्या होती है? Consistency. Now, consistency means being patient and continuous in whatever you are doing, which means putting in small efforts every day and being very patient about your goals. So that is consistency. So if you are patient enough, if you are consistent enough, then good things can happen to you. Good things come to those who wait. Now those who want quick profits, जैसे हमने अभी एक और proverb में पढ़ा था ना, that person used illegal get rich quick methods. It didn't really work for him and he ended up in fraud. And he ended up with cases of fraud. So here it is important that you should be patient and consistent. All right. Okay, so the next proverb says, two heads are better than one. Let's see the meanings here. A, Two people can be hardworking. B. Single person cannot do anything. C. It is easier to do something as a team than by yourself. D. You should never do anything alone. Now here the correct imperative meaning is C. It says it is easier to do something as a team than by yourself. Now the proverb here, two heads are better than one. It is talking about how a team can help you more than only one person. Now why is that? Now when you are working in a team, what happens is आपका जो काम होता है ना पूरा, ये पूरा या तो सारा काम है इसमें, सारा आपको करना है. पर अगर टीम आ गई, दो लोग हो गए, तो अब दो लोग हो गए तो what can happen? Here you can divide this work and now this work can be done by one person and you are just left with half the work. Both of you can divide that work and आप लोग अपना 100% दे सकते हो उस काम में. And इसके साथ साथ आपको you also learn skills like cooperation and mutual understanding and communication. So it is good to work in a team. Alright, and team में क्या होता है? Team में it also improves your result. अब ये जो सारा काम है, ये अगर सिर्फ एक ही इंसान को करना है, तो that person might take, only one person might take, say 1 month. Okay, but if all this work is divided, then this work might get completed in 15 days because you only have half the work to do and half of the work is being done by somebody else. So 15 days में काम पूरा हो गया. देख रहे हो आप? तो ऐसे ही it is easier to do something in a team than just by doing it yourself. Alright? Alright, so the next proverb says, you can't always get what you want. Now this one is also pretty self-explanatory. I am pretty sure आप इसका meaning खुद figure out कर सकते हो and most of you must have done it correctly as well. But मैं एक बार समझा देती हूँ फिर भी. A option says, don't complain if you don't get what you want. B, costly things are out of reach. C, you can get more than you deserve. And D, none of these. So here the correct answer is A. Now the proverb, you can't always get what you want. This means don't complain if you don't get what you want. Here this is, I'm sure आपको explanation समझ आ गया होगा, but let me still explain it to you. कि क्या होता है? We have many wants. कि हमें ये भी चाहिए, we want these new shoes and we want this new gadget and we want this and that and etc. and what not. But you should not complain when you don't get what you want. You cannot really get everything in life. हमने एक और अभी proverb पढ़ा था कि हम जितना हमें मिलता जाता है हमारे उतने ही हमारे desires भी बढ़ते जाते हैं. Right? The more you get, the more you start desiring as well. जितना आपको मिलता जाएगा, आपकी luxuries बढ़ती जाएंगी, जो needs, जो wants है ना, wants, ये कभी खत्म नहीं होती हैं. So इसीलिए you should be happy and you should be satisfied in what you have. You should work for what you want. Definitely, you should work for whatever you want in life. But you should not always complain. जो आपको मिला है उसमें भी you should try to stay happy. All right. Not a very nice smiley, but still it will work. You should try to stay happy and satisfied in what you have and not always complain. All right. All right, so here we have, अब हमारे पास यहाँ idioms शुरू हो रहे हैं. Idioms के लिए हमने क्या पढ़ा है कि idioms are those phrases जिनका जो literal meaning है that is different. It is different from the actual meaning of that particular idiom. So here we have the idiom spin a yarn. Now this one means, let's see the options first. A, do weaving work. B, be a cunning craftsman. C, stay silent. And D, tell a long and far-fetched story. So what will be the answer to this? Here the answer is D. Means tell a long and far-fetched story. Now, spinning a yarn is a very meticulous, detailed work which takes a lot of time. So that's why we can kind of guess also that what it would have meant is telling something a long and a far-fetched story. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, so here we have our next idiom, mumbo jumbo. Now here, as I told you in idioms, क्या होता है कि जो literal meaning होता है, that is different from the meaning of the idiom. Now इसका literal meaning mumbo jumbo. So अब इसके हम options देखते हैं कि actual में इसका meaning क्या है. A, something very big and strong. B, overly complicated and confusing language. C, to not cooperate. And D, to ask for something important. Now here the answer is overly complicated and confusing language. हम mumbo jumbo is something that is usually very big. But इसका मतलब ये नहीं है, यहाँ पे इसका मतलब यही है कि overly complicated and confusing language. This means Now if there is something written, for example जैसे डॉक्टर की प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में होता है ना, doctor's handwriting is usually said to be very complicated and you can't really understand what's written over there, and the name of the medicines and the tests and the scans, it's also very complicated and confusing. Now that can be called a mumbo jumbo. All right. Alright, so the next idiom is all ears. All ears. Now let's see what are the options. The options are A. Very excited to hear. B. To have two ears. C. To listen without paying attention. And D. To imagine stories. Alright, so here the answer is A, which means very excited to hear. You say that I am all ears when someone is about to tell you about something, or when you tell someone that you tell me about this or something, you are interested in a talk, so you say that you are all ears, which means you are very excited to hear about all that. Alright, now let's move on. Okay, so here our next idiom says a hot potato. A hot potato. Let's see the options. A. A hot debate topic. B. A delicious potato dish. And C. Something easy to cook. And D is something difficult to handle. Here the correct answer is something difficult to handle. Now, as we learned in idioms, क्या होता है कि the literal meaning of hot potato को क्या हुआ? That there's a potato and that's very hot. Right, that's very warm and hot. That will be the dictionary meaning. पर जो हमारा actual meaning है, when do we use hot potato? When we are talking about something which is very difficult to handle. Alright. So that's for this question. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so here our next idiom is when pigs fly. Now, most of the idioms they are really very funny because when you think about them in the literal sense, you realize that they don't really make any sense, and sometimes their literal dictionary meaning is very funny in comparison to the actual meaning. But these idioms and these proverbs, they add so much to your language that and these are the things that make English a very interesting language, right? So let's see the options. Now the idiom is when pigs fly. The options are A, to believe in folk tales, B, to imagine everything, and C, something that will never happen, D, none of these. Now here the correct answer is C, something that will never happen. Now when pigs fly. Do you think pigs can ever fly? No. So we can also kind of guess also. अब इसमें थोड़ा सा guess भी कर सकते हैं कि when pigs fly, that idiom will have the actual meaning of something that will never happen, because pigs can never really fly. Right, so this is a situation when you are talking about something that will never happen. You can use the idiom when pigs fly. All right. So now let's Alright, so here we have a few HOTS questions. These are the high order thinking skills questions which carry extra marks. They're in the achiever sections. So you have to do these very carefully. Alright, let's see the question. The question again, we have the same one which says choose the correct meaning of the given idiom or proverb, which means you are given the idiom or the proverb, and what you have to do is you have to look at the meanings and choose the correct one out of the 4 options. Let's see the first question. This one says fly the coop. Fly the coop. Now this is an idiom जिसका जो हमारा literal meaning है that will be different from the actual meaning. Let's see the options. A, to shoo away the pigeons, and B, to fly an aircraft, C, to escape, and D, to daydream. Now here the correct answer is C. Correct answer is C, to escape. Now this is a very common idiom which you can use when you are telling about something or someone that has who has escaped the situations, which means they have they flew the coop. All right, that person or that thing flew the coop. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, now this is the last question. The idiom says to take with a grain of salt. Here the options are A. To take with some reservation. B. To take something happily. C. To take something savory. D. To accept seriously. Now here the correct answer is A, which means when we are attaching some kind of condition to it, we say to take with it, take it with a grain of salt, which means take it with some reservations. Leave some room for any reservations, any limitations to happen. So that's when we use the idiom to take with a grain of salt. Alright, now that's it for this topic.
So that's all for today's class on Proverbs. I hope you have understood and you have also learnt a few new proverbs which you have written down and you will use them in your conversations. So I will see you the next time. Till then, bye and thank you.